1 second. Ah, here we go. I want to say welcome to all of our attendees, our new attendees and returning attendees. Welcome to our Best Start Regional meeting. If you would please do me a favor and sign in to record your attendance. My coworker Stephanie has provided the sign-in link in the chat box. Please use that so we can capture your attendance. If you are in need of language translation, choose your language. It's the little globe that's at the bottom. You can choose that. And also remember to mute your microphone while we're in present mode. But today, everybody's coming off the mic because we're doing some new things as far as going into really deep diving. So we need your voice. But I'm going to turn this over to Carmen, and she is going to translate. Go ahead, Carmen.
Buenos días a todos y bienvenidos a la reunión el día de hoy. Si desean escuchar esta reunión en español y están en su computadora o una computadora portátil, abajito en su tablero van a mirar un símbolo de un mundo y ahí van a poder elegir el idioma de su preferencia. Si están en su teléfono celular o una tableta, abajito en el tablero van a mirar 3 puntitos donde dice More o más, elegir interpretación y seleccione el idioma de su preferencia. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Carmen. Next, just so you know, we will be recording this session today, so we thank you for your cooperation with that. All right, so this is our time. We are looking for some desired results by the end of this meeting of our partnership meeting today. We have some great things, but we're really looking to continue building a relationship with one another as we go on our journey to solidify our CCAs. And we want you to come away with an understanding of what root cause is. So we're going to be talking and delving into the root cause of our domains that we have, or you have actually desired to address. So our agenda for today, as you can see, we have an icebreaker that's coming up, and then I'm going to ask one of you to volunteer. I don't want to volunteer nobody, but I want you to volunteer to read our meeting agreements. And then we have a special recognition of honoring Hispanic Heritage Month. And then we're going to get to our fun activities, our fun conversation. It's exciting because it is going to challenge us, finding the root cause and breaking it down. And then we're just going to have a closing and our next steps. So I'm going to turn this over to my coworker, Omar, who is going to take us through our, what we call breaking the ice, icebreakers, warm us up for this morning. Get us going, get us started.
Good morning, everyone. Bear with me. I'm trying to fight off a cold right now, but so today's icebreaker is going to be what is your favorite movie and what is your least favorite movie? I'll go ahead and start off. My favorite movie is Saving Private Ryan. I love the movie, grew up with it. I love all of the historical notions that they went ahead and put into the movie. I would say my least favorite movie is probably The Last Airbender. Horribly made movie. Waste of money. Would anybody else like to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
Thank you, Carla.
Hi, my name is Carla. My favorite movie is 13 Ghosts. I'm a pretty big horror fanatic. And my least favorite movie would be Titanic. I hate to cry, so that one gets me every time.
Thank you for sharing, Carla. Anyone else? Sylvia, you look like you're thinking of something over there.
I put it in the chat.
I'll
I put in the
go.
chat that my favorite movie is Hidden Figures, and worst any horror movie. I'm not good with horror movies.
Thank you. Joseph.
I was thinking about Hound of the Baskervilles. It's a Sherlock Holmes movie. And I also don't like horror movies either. I also, I don't like movies that have like a lot of deceit in them. Deceit is troubling to me. I don't.
Gotcha. Yeah. Thank you. So we have a few more. Carla said favorite movie is, least favorite movie is Raul said Gladiator. That's a great movie. Benny, I have too many to pick from. Totally understand. Anyone else?
Ocean's 11.
As a favorite.
Ocean's 11, 12, and 13 is like my favorite movies.
Mhm.
And least favorite movie is, without a doubt, Avengers Endgame, because we lost Tony Stark. So I'm still hurt by that. So
Yeah.
Thank you,
I
Dave.
feel your pain. That was wrong. Okay, I gotta tell my favorite. I put it in the chat, but my all-time favorite movie was. I have a lot of favorites, but my favorite movie was Matrix 1 and 2.
Mm.
Just, and I like the Avengers, but yeah, Matrix and Neo and my girl Trinity. Yeah. I aspire. But anyway, my least favorite movie is I don't like horror movies either. I hate horror movies, but I was traumatized by The Exorcist as a
O
child.
terror o de miedo.
It just, I don't even know why they let children in to see that movie. I was like, what the heck?
Mhm.
I'm out.
I have too many favorites, but you know what,
Yo
Drew?
tengo muchas favoritas.
My favorite is Jeepers Creepers.
Mhm.
And now that I live here, I think of like, oh, I was built here, so it's that much more scary.
Yeah, I ain't into all of that.
Derek said favorite is Napoleon Dynamite. That's a great movie. Yep. Super awkward. Love it. All right. If there's nobody else, then I think we can move forward, Darrell.
Okay. All right. I saw something in the chat, but I didn't see what it was. Okay. Let me go back here. I'm going to share my screen again. Boom. Y'all see that? Okay. So these are our meeting agreements, and I'm going to ask someone to volunteer from our wonderful audience here, our wonderful attendees, to read this for us. Anybody?
I'll go. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Miss Zero.
Okay. Be punctual, stay present and engage and on topic. Put the focus on the future. Be authentic yourself. One person speaks at a time. Agree to disagree respectfully. Finish your sentence, not your paragraph. Darrell's favorite.
It is.
Step up. What is it? Step up, step back. Exercise confidentiality when necessary. Be patient and open to technology. Keep your video on if possible. Assume positive intentions. A rainy day makes for flowers. Excuse me. Separate person from the role and be creative and have fun.
Yay! We're going to do that today. So next, I'm going to share a video. We're going to share a video, but I'm going to turn this over to my coworker, Omar. Omar, I'm going to try and share it from my screen to see if that works. If not, then I'm going to let you go. I'm going to stop sharing so you can share it from your computer, okay?
Sounds good. Make sure that you share your sound, Darrell.
Oh, that's right. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to stop sharing. Let me just let you do it. Go ahead, Sylvia. Did you have something to say? Oh, okay. You got it, Omar?
Yeah.
Boom. You have coworker abilities. So give us a few minutes. He's going to pull that up, and we are going to honor our Hispanic Heritage Month. It's a wonderful thing.
Sorry.
Welcome back. So every year from September 15th today to October 15th, Hispanic Heritage Month acknowledges, appreciates, and celebrates Latin and Hispanic cultures, as well as their impact on the United States. Despite Hispanics and Latinos making up 20% of the population and Hispanic Heritage Month being a national-wide observance, there is still a lot that people do not know. Hispanic Heritage Month is a time when music, cuisine, and rich traditions intertwine. And it's a good time to recognize Hispanic culture and the independence days of Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, and South and Central America. But how much do you know about the origins of this celebration?
It started back in 1967, 68, when a congressman from East LA presented a bill to have Hispanic Heritage Week.
Why does it start September 15th and end October 15th?
The reason for the selection of that date was that some Central American countries gained their independence in September 15 of 1821.
And how exactly is it celebrated?
People associate these events with music and dance and food. That's important, but I always emphasize that we need to look at other cultural manifestations, such as poetry, painting.
Like renowned painters Pablo Picasso, Salvador Dali, and Frida Kahlo, and Hollywood would not be the same without Antonio Banderas, Penelope Cruz, Rita Moreno, Salma Hayek, and Sofia Vergara. So let's celebrate how the Hispanic community continues to shape and enrich our country. Appreciating everyone's culture, right? So a fact that you might not know, Spanish is the second most spoken language here in the U.S. Another fact, according to the Minority Veterans Report by the Department of Veterans Affairs, over 1 million U.S. vets are of Hispanic or Latin descent. So thank you for your service.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Give me one moment. I'm going to share my screen again with y'all. All right. Now I'm going to turn this over to my coworker, Sylvia, and then we're going to continue on in our meeting and deep diving today. Sylvia?
Thank you, Darrell. I just wanted to give everyone a reminder, and I know, the last 6 months, we've really done a lot of deep delving into systems work. We've gone and we've identified several systems that we wanted to maybe make an impact or disrupt by identifying issues that we feel are needed or are important in the Antelope Valley. And when we did the data mats, that's exactly what we did. We looked at all the issues that came up through each one of the domains or the systems. And we started really looking at not only what is wrong, what the gaps are, what's really happening and why it affects us, but part of that, we were really practicing how to then start thinking systemically. And that's not something we do normally on a regular basis. It's not natural for us to think that way. But I just wanted to remind people we can practice this in everyday events, every day, looking at things and saying, how is it that this particular issue is affecting the education system, for example? And I think part of that is really looking at things. And this picture is one of my favorites because it really then gives us an idea of how to think of a system or looking at a bigger picture. We tend to operate on looking at specific details or specific areas, when in reality, we want to look at what the bigger picture is. And as we work on some of the activities today, where we're looking at what really is the root cause of some of these issues that we have here in the Antelope Valley, I want you to think about this picture and just, look at it, that the bigger system here is the elephant, and yet each person, because of their tunnel vision in a specific area, they're only looking at certain things. So it's just a reminder to really just keep practicing that, keep practicing on your everyday thing. Like when we're looking at, issues or the news or things like that, think of like systems, what things are being affected, think of what causes really are happening. So that's just a little reminder to help us with the activity that we're going to be moving into.
Awesome. Yeah. We have an activity. So before I'm gonna stop sharing. We are going to break out into breakout rooms. So before we do that, where is she? Oh, Carla, there you are. I was looking for your picture, my friend. Okay, Carla, and I we just want to share some things. So go ahead, Carla.
Thank you, Darrell. We just wanted to do a quick little recap of our last meeting, what we talked about. We really took the time to identify areas within the 2 domains that we've identified: education and child, youth, and family. So areas where we see opportunities for impact. We also talked about who was working in those domains or in those topic areas within the community already. So is there an organization? And then like, what does that work look like? We talked about food banks, mommy mentor programs, a lot of great things that are being done by different organizations in the community, right? So we wanted to take a step back and really dig into these areas a little bit deeper. So what we did, based on all the information that we collected from the last meeting, is that we divided it into 4 categories for the domain of, we're going to start today with the domain of child, youth, and family. And so what we did is collected that information and looked at it, see like what areas, right, a lot of these fell into. So we kind of broke it up into 4 categories, which were recreation, food security, childcare in terms of child development, and transportation. And so things like, we need more extracurricular activities. We need more open play spaces. We need more mommy and me classes. Things like that, we felt like they were under the scope of recreation, right? Food banks were something that we felt like could fall under the issue of food insecurity, right? Or what we are going to talk about as food security, so on and so forth. So that's how we've broken up the Jamboard today. And we're gonna go ahead and go into the breakout rooms and talk a little bit about like, why do we need to address this, or why is this an issue? And see like if we can get really deep down into what is causing these issues in the community. And I think I'll leave it at that. Jarrell, am I missing anything?
No, I think you have it down. So when we go to our breakout rooms, we're going to be talking. We're going to be going beneath the surface of what we call the iceberg and deep diving. So get ready for a conversation. I'm looking forward to it, to see, what we come up with, because we're going to be doing this more. It's like, well, we keep talking about it. Yeah, we got to, because our focus has got to, we're out here and we're doing this now. We're bringing it closer and closer, because when we talk about, like today, we're going to be focusing on child, youth, and families. Well, that's such a broad area. Where do we start with the CCA with child, youth, and families? So now we're going to look at these areas that you've identified, and then we're going to break down and find the root cause of certain. So it's going to take conversation. So y'all make sure you're ready to talk today. I hope you have your coffee, your energy drink, whatever gets your boat floating, because we're going to talk today. All right. We were able to get the conversation started. We're moving now. So for those who are a part of this, understanding why we are doing the whys. We're getting to the root. And I just want to say to my group, y'all were all over it. We had a great group. I'm not saying we were the best group, but we were the best group. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just saying our group had amazing conversations. I had a lot of gears turning in my head. I'm a very visual person, and I saw everyone's thought process in my head. So I appreciate everyone sharing as well.
If
Just
anyone,
saying.
I'm just saying, okay, all right. You know, we got a phenomenal group up here in the Antelope Valley as a whole. Our participants rock. I just want to hear from maybe one or two people something that you got from this conversation that just resonated with you. What was it about what we did today as we got into the deep dive, the whys? Just give me one or two people come off mic and share. What did you get? What stuck out or jumped out for you?
The thing that jumps out to me is that we are not alone in our struggles, that there is a lot of overlap of people's experiences and the issues that they have lived with.
All right. Mr. Eugene Harris, I see your hand. I don't see your face, but I see your hand. Come on, Eugene.
I was gonna say, and hello.
Hello.
I was gonna say this, that you know what, these are not new issues of concern and challenges, but I'm one who's of faith and one who believes that engagement, what we're doing now, and being transparent and honest and having conversation about the hard things that we're being challenged with, that will come to a resolution, and that we do have to always include cultural relevance in everything that we do, that are challenges, whether it's the language barriers or education or just how we communicate with one another, that might be a challenge, that there's always a bridge for that gap, and as we continue to facilitate and dive into these discussions, to bring solutions that will bring resolution to the problem.
Awesome. I saw, thank you, Mr. Eugene. I'm glad you joined us. This is our OG from, he's been part of Best Start for a long time and hung in there. So welcome back. Maria shared, can someone read her comment in the chat for me, either Carla or Omar or
She
Stephanie?
just sent over the conversation, the little that you can understand.
Awesome. Awesome. Anyone else like to share out what you got?
Yeah, I would love to share. I feel like this was very, let me show my face. I feel like this was very engaging, especially on the aspect of I fall under a lot of these criterias. So it was a great way to put the input in. And I am a very good believer as well. And I feel like these conversations should happen more often and more broad for everyone, So I did enjoy it. What stood out to me, I don't know her name. I forgot it. I'm so sorry. Apologize me, but she pointed out that the scale for middle class and low class, basically middle class, is cut off. And I never saw it as that aspect. So that was something that will resonate me, hopefully, for time to come.
Awesome, Carla. Awesome. Anyone else? Because this is our share back time. What we get, Mr. Huddleston, really? You got to share something. Come on, man. You got to come off mute though. He on mute. We can't hear you. There you go.
Okay.
There you are.
I agree that the conversation part of this makes all the difference. And I also agree that when we approach it with the idea that not the idea, but the belief that we will arrive at a solution, is very important to this kind of conversation. I also think that things happen from a granular level, from I should say, I'm trying to say like a grassroots, like we are. We're not focused on changing a national issue. We're focused on this area, and that's very good. I'm glad to be part of this, and I look forward to moving with the group. And I'll try to make every meeting just so we can all move together. So, in a nutshell, the fact that we're focused on these things we can't help but make change now, because we're all going to be unsettled with all these things that we are dealing with, but we know there's solutions to them. So we're looking forward to being part of this solution.
Thank you, Mr. Huddleston.
And can
So
I just add to that very quickly, sorry, Darrell? I appreciate those thoughts, Mr. Huddleston, because the reason we're going to want to make change now is because we understand why these problems keep rising up in our community, right? We can't say like, well, I don't know, it just seems like this is always happening, or this is how it's always been.
Right.
Because of the conversation that we've had today and that we're going to have in a couple of weeks, and the fact that I feel like our gears started turning, we're gonna keep having these conversations mentally for the rest of the week. It's not gonna like sit well with us anymore, right? And I hope that it really doesn't. I hope that our gears continue to turn, so that when it's time to come up with our community change, or sorry, choose those community projects, that we can then say, because, right, I know the why, and this is why now I'm doing this. It's because of that. So I just wanted to leave you guys with that. Darrell, handing it back to you.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I like what you said, Carla, because this is going to spark our conversations with our family and friends as we sit down and go to lunch. And it's like, let me tell you what we talked about at Best Start. Did you ever, why? Did you ever ask why? And we did this conversation. So it's going to infect our conversations. It's going to come up again, and it should, because that helps us to keep moving forward, to come up with what you just said, Carla, projects, not band-aids, but projects that will move even a little bit of a system that's holding a certain issue in place. It's holding the problem in place. So we need to move a system to make some changes. Ms. Doretta, I see your hand. Talk to me, girl. Talk to me.
Okay, I love you. I love everyone, and I love Best Start in particular because it focuses on the children and the families. And I think it's important to be intentional. One of the things that comes to my mind, we have educational issues, we have social issues, and we have community issues, and our children are affected in education. I want to be more intentional on making sure to provide opportunities for our children to get away from adult issues. So I think it's important for those of us that have organizations to plan trips, to different museums. I actually have an event coming up in October where I'd like to take a couple of children and their families to the Discovery Cube here in Sylmar. It allows time for family play, the parents to engage with their children, activities, a curriculum to help them learn different things, just to keep the balance of the monotony, because we all need to play. And I'm really open and interested in partnering with anyone who's interested in talking about, how can we create some fun, and not unhealthy fun, but healthy, intentional fun to develop positive socializations in the midst of all of this strife that we're all dealing with right now. Thank you.
Excellent.
That's great. And if you need any volunteers, let me know the time and day, because I want to play. Anyway, we'll talk about it. I like going out to play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never been to the Cube, so I don't know how much of a chaperone I will be, but I will be there. Anyway.
Well,
so
I've got two grandchildren. I want to volunteer for that.
Yeah, see, that's
beautiful,
right.
Mr. Huddleston. I'm so happy to see you're here. Please give Ramona my love. Thank you so much for your consistent participation.
Thank you. You're welcome.
We know That's when you live in a small community and you know people. You know, we that's how long you've been out here.
It's because of Doretta that I'm here. Doretta's responsible for my being here.
Wow. Wow. So you see, that's why I had us go through how long in our group, we've talked about how long you've been in the Antelope Valley, what the changes you've seen. Another aspect why we're so unique in LA County, we know each other as neighbors. It's like, I know Mr. Huddleston because I know his grandkids. You see what I'm saying? We know each other. I know Gene because I used to walk, I need to get back to walking for, the mental health, that thing that you do, Gene. I'm going to start walking again. It's good exercise anyway. I know Daniel. How do I know Daniel? Daniel was one of my students. Lord have mercy. And he's seen the better side of me. Not. But we have a community. That's why I know we can come up with solutions and get to the root issues and come up and move some systems. All right, y'all. I'm gonna share my screen with you because we're gonna get some time back here. Yay. We have some upcoming events that we want to share with you. Give me 1 second. So, for those of you who may not know, some of you already know, we are now doing our Engaging with Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And that started September 6th with Miss Danielle Johnson. Our next meeting, so you can still enroll and be a part of this learning continuum of diversity, equity, and inclusion. The next meeting, I believe, is October the 4th. So you can go on our Eventbrite and sign up for that. Also, we have upcoming in October.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Steffi.
For the DEI, if you are interested, you can actually send me an email because the Eventbrite the sales have ended. But I'll put my email in the chat. So if you're interested, just feel free to send me an email.
Also, stay on, Stephanie, our trauma-informed masterclass and train the trainer. I would recommend this for anybody, especially if we're moving forward now and really doing some deep diving and getting to some root causes. Trauma-informed masterclass is a must. And the train the trainer, you become certified as a trainer to do this in our community. And the last one, we have a few people, just do a hand up, wave if you were able to attend the last trauma-informed masterclass and train the trainer, because I know we have a few people here who did. Yeah. And Mr. Retta, yeah, Mr. Retta did. So I would highly, strongly recommend we do that. I mean, it's phenomenal. Only this time we will not be online. We will be in person. So that's exciting. Shenandoah Shefalo is going to be here in our Antelope Valley. She did the train the trainer in person, but we're going to do the whole trauma-informed masterclass and the train the trainer in person and starting in October. Can they still sign up for that on the Eventbrite, Stephanie, or are we taking any more? Yes. Is it okay?
Yeah, for that one, if you're interested, I posted our link tree and you can find the Eventbrite for
right. That. Coming up, oh my goodness, September 29th, we are having a dedication, inspirational documentary being shown at UAB, and Best Start is as partnering with Valley Oasis to do this. We will have dinner, but it's going to be a documentary talking about dads and their interaction with their children and things that have happened from their perspective, because we recognize that oftentimes when we start talking about children, we just assume moms, but there's some daddies that are in place. and we're going to hear from their perspective. So it will be a documentary that will be taking place. It will be held at UAB. It will be on September 29th, starting at 5 p.m. And I believe you can use that scan. You can scan it and to register to go to that. And so if you're interested, go ahead and take that. Mind you, Stephanie's going to be sending out these flyers. So don't worry, you'll get this information. Also, Best Start is partnering and presenting with HFA. We will be hosting a mental health first aid. Wow. So we got train the trainer. Now we have the mental health first aid. I strongly recommend this. In fact, our community person who will be hosting and doing this training will be Osa from Olive Support Services and she's also at CCAB. So we will be conducting the mental health first aid. This is the flyer as well as the sign-in. Stephanie, can they still sign up at the Eventbrite, or is it closed?
This one, the Eventbrite actually ends tomorrow. So if you are interested, again, please email me. I know seating is limited for this event, so.
And it is an all-day event, but you will get certified at the end of that time to do mental health first aid. Woo-hoo. All right. We are here. Oh, we get some morning time back. So follow us. We are on Linktree, our Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's a beautiful day. Fall has fallen and it feels so nice. Don't forget to take our survey. Stephanie has that, I think, in our chat box. Yes, Stephanie?
Yes, I just posted it.
Make sure you signed in. Oh my goodness, bye-bye. Make sure you have a great day. Stop, smell the roses, the flowers, or fall weather. Enjoy the turning of the leaves. Go have you some pumpkin spice from Starbucks. Do what you got to do, but have a great day. Thank you for joining us. All right, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Have a great one. Darrell, can you all put the sign in back in real quick so I can sign in?
Yes, I just put it right now. And Eugene, if
Okay.
you don't mind using the link to sign in.
Please. Thank you.
Okay, got it. Have a beautiful day, everyone.
You have an awesome day, my friend. Enjoy
I'll see you later.
your day. See you
Yes.
later.
All right.
Awesome. Have a good day. Bye, everyone. You, Carmen, you are free. It's giving you free. Mr. Eugene Harris, make sure you sign in. Use the link. All right. All right.